So good morning, exactly 20 to 9 now. Let's dig straight in to find some stories you might not have heard about. And Sean, have you got a bit of a cheesy one for us this morning?
Always, yes.
That's what we like on a Wednesday particularly.
But yeah, this one, a cheese and a library story as well, bizarrely. So this was a tweet from the University of Liverpool, which went a bit viral yesterday because they had a library book returned where somebody had used a cheese slice as a bookmark.
Oh, that's interesting.
So they were explaining
as in a slice of actual cheese.
Slice of cheese, one of those sort of plasticky, yellowy cheese slices.
Sorry, yeah, I understand. Carry on.
Yep. They tweeted, "Me talking to the pest control man. No, mate, I've no idea why we have mice in the library." Picks up a book and actual cheese falls out.
Oh my goodness.
So this has obviously attracted some amusing responses. The University of East Anglia Library tweeted them back to say if only students would handle library books more carefully. As in carefully, the cheese.
Right, okay. Yeah,
my personal favourite, though, from the University of Surrey Library, they tweeted back a picture of the cheese slice in question with "Ce n'est pas le fromage." As in, it's not a cheese.
Yeah.
Why would you? I mean, I think books are such sort of precious things. I wonder why.
It's in its wrapper. It's not.
It was contained. It wasn't
Yes.
just cheese slapped on a page. It was
Because that would be quite disrespectful.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So it was at least contained then. So that's
the
something.
cheese plastic cheese slices.
yeah.
So it's in the plastic.
Yeah. This was in a wrapper. I suppose if you don't want to fold the corner, you're looking for something
And
you
all
can
you've
just
got
quickly
handy.
stick in.
If in doubt, pull some cheese out of the fridge and away you go.
Maybe it's just looking at a cheese board thinking, now what could be used?
Fair dues to them, because I would have just quaffed the cheese myself rather than
Yes.
popping it into a book. I would have eaten it, my sort of penchant for fromage, as it were. I'll move on with The Crown. It's back in the news today, the Netflix drama, because for the first time they've released viewing figures about how many people have actually been watching The Crown, and now a total of 73 million households worldwide have watched the drama since it began in 2016. The third season, which was released before Christmas, starring Olivia Colman as the Queen, was watched in 21 million homes in its first 4 weeks, and that was 40% more people than saw the second series over the same time period. So it looks like the whole thing is going from strength to strength.
It's huge, isn't it? That's absolutely massive. It must be it's got to be one of the most successful things the BBC have done in terms of drama for a long time.
That's it. It's a sort of
Downton Abbey was huge as well.
Downton was ITV, wasn't it? And so for Netflix, this is absolutely massive. They don't very often release viewing figures. The only time they've done this is for Orange is the New Black, and that reached 105 million homes over its first 6 seasons. So The Crown going from strength to strength. A lot of chat about Imelda Staunton taking over as Her Majesty for series 5 and 6, and you wonder if they're still making The Crown in years and years to come. They'll have a field day with all the stuff with Harry and Meghan, won't they?
Well, it's absolutely global, though, isn't it? And as I say, the Harry and Meghan stuff all the time just shows what a global interest there is about the English monarchy. So it doesn't surprise me. I think it's not just us, is it? It's the US. It's everywhere. My story is interestingly also television based, which isn't as often for me. It's not normal, but you'll remember Little Britain, the comedy sketch show.
Oh yeah,
Loved Little Britain.
And whilst this isn't my headline, it might astonish you to know that it was 12 years ago.
Wow.
Since we've had that on our screens. But David Walliams and Matt Lucas, of course, are promising that it will continue celebrating minorities as it's coming back. It's returning.
Right.
And it says, yes, it's going to promise to continue celebrating minorities despite fears woke viewers will frown at characters like the wheelchair-bound Andy.
Now, you mentioned the word woke there. I wasn't aware what this meant until just a couple of days ago. So can you enlighten us about the meaning of woke?
Well, you do it since you go on.
Is it basically a word for sort of snowflakes? Is that what it is?
It's more of a
Yeah,
someone who's
yeah.
socially conscious and
Yes, I think-
aware of political correctness and those kind of
Right.
things.
I suppose I don't like the term snowflake as a whole because I think it's derogatory and it's kind of used as an insult from the get-go. So I'm not sure I would say snowflake personally. But yeah, it's those that will be more worried about the political correctness.
Which you can see with Little Britain, because it definitely did sort of tread a line,
Yes.
didn't it? But I mean,
I think really what it was going for was really taking the mickey out of those on the extremist sides, and pulling them out rather than actually criticising them themselves. It's almost criticising the people that criticise them.
Exactly,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not explaining myself very well, but you know what I mean.
Backwards take on it, wasn't
Yeah.
it? But when you think about it, in terms of catchphrases, so many came out
and
of
they
Little
still
Britain.
go on, yeah. So it's the younger people that probably wouldn't have actually been watching it live will now have a chance to watch it again. This is all because they resurrected a little Brexit episode for Radio 4 in October, and now they've both said they're going to full TV return, and they have both said, Williams and Lucas have said that they want to make it a different show for today.
Okay, right. We'll look forward to watching that. Tom Baker, who was 86, I think, yesterday, fingers crossed will be back as the sort of narrator of the piece. So, watch this space.